I have to say pretty much yeah. But I really admire the swallows.
It makes me so happy that she just keeps half of her body on the
He's talking about the dog. Just
Every
so you
time.
know.
It's
My dog.
so
Every
funny.
time my dog Ellie gets off the couch, she leaves her lower half on the couch
so
cushion,
funny.
so she kind of like pedals out with her front paws.
It's like
It's really weird. She'll stand like that too. She'll stand like her back half on the couch. She'll stand like that for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's so weird.
I love it.
She's a goofy
it.
dog. Anyways, welcome back to a Pretty Much Yeah podcast. I am Nathan Walker. I am joined by my co-hosts
Jesse Hernandez
and
Xander Corellis.
hi, gentlemen. Thank you and welcome back.
Thanks for having me, Mr. Walker.
You're welcome for
What's
being
going
here.
on, guys? How's everyone doing?
Quite dandy. What about you,
Good.
Basil?
Warm, definitely warm.
Warm.
Very
It's getting
warm.
hot in this rhino. The rhino being the planet Earth.
Yes.
Yes.
We're fucked, guys. We're cooked. We're
Pretty
cooked,
much, yeah.
as the kids like to say.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? You think how much longer we have until it gets like unbearable?
10 more years.
10 more years, you think?
That's optimistic.
That's
I
pretty
respect
good.
it. Yeah.
I thought longer, but you think that's optimistic?
I think 7.
Jesus Christ. I think 7.
If I'm being
based off of
realistic,
no
it's definitely not
evidence.
going to be 10 years. It's going to
Before-
be longer, but yeah.
Yeah.
just
I mean,
think.
this
How
is
long
the
will I be
coldest
able to take
summer
it? 10
we'll
more
have
years.
for the rest of our lives. And this is a pretty warm summer.
This is the what?
This is the coldest summer we'll have for the rest of our lives.
Okay, well, fine. Let's call Rosie O'Donnell. Ask her nicely what her opinion is. Xander is on good terms with her. I think she would. She could weigh in on this.
Hey. Best wishes to her and I.
So much vitriol in his voice.
No.
Hates her guts. No, I
really
wish her the
don't.
best. I wish her the best.
Off the record.
I just wish
She's
she never
fine.
did that role in Tarzan. That shit.
Turk!
That was her best performance. No, Harry and the Spy. She was good. Oh, she was also
I
in that
was-
movie Selena with
A League of Her Own.
Jennifer. Fuck off. I was making a point. Don't yell baseball movies over my point. She was in that movie Selena. With Jennifer Lopez.
J-Lo.
About the singer who was killed.
Was she in
and
Serpico
she's the
too?
one who
Well,
killed.
Spoiler alert.
Let me finish. Everything's rosy, guys. Everything's peachy keen. I watched.
Speaking of
Segue.
Harriet the Spy,
That was good. That was
Great
good.
segue. Really good segue. We're back and
Yes.
talking about our boy, Ian Fleming. This is part 3. A Spy is Born. Ooh. Last time on Pretty Much Yeah.
podcast.
Like fucking Dragon Ball. We left off with Ian Fleming departing the military in 1945 at the end of World War II. You guys remember that?
I do.
Cool.
We won.
Before we dive on in, are you guys ready?
I have to say,
4.
pretty much, yeah.
What did you say?
4? He doesn't know what we're doing. We've been in this for almost 10 minutes now. You don't know why we're here?
I mean,
What am
that
I
was
getting-
the most obvious. Like, I lobbed the question. It couldn't have been more obvious what I was setting up. He got it.
I mean, how could I not?
You said pretty
we
much.
say it almost
I
every
thought-
time.
I thought you were about to
he
do.
goes, he goes, pretty much, and just goes 4.
I thought there was going to be a
Like
big
it's
reveal.
we're not talking about fucking Goldfinger till like halfway through the episode, so don't make golf puns already. That's annoying.
Boo, boo, boo. Wasn't sure if you were going to let me know something like, ooh.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that. That was a setup. Okay, we're going to be called Pretty Much 4 Yeah now, and there's only 3 people in the fucking show.
4 Yeah.
It's going to be the most confusing title. There's only 3 guys.
Yeah,
It's
4.
called, I don't know,
Yeah.
Jesse fucked up.
Jesse.
So, after being smitten by the small island nation, he decided to have his home built there. Remember this? Ian got
Goldeneye, right?
The Goldeneye, yes.
Yeah,
Nice.
Jamaica.
He received a...
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. He received his old friend Maud Russell helped fund construction of the 15-acre property, which would be called Goldeneye. Here's a little description of Goldeneye, in case you guys are wondering. Ian had admitted to Anne, quote, "The house is nearly lovely, but very barren. There was no glass so that birds could fly in and out of the house.
Why?
Instead
Whoa.
of it was open air. Instead of windows, Ernie Cuneo, a friend, noted there were, quote, just open spaces over which shutters can be closed at will. The house is of essentials, sun, sea, and air. A floor of blue polished cement was made from cement mixed with blue dye and then polished by 6 village women with cut oranges.
Whoa.
He paid extra for
what?
that. They were totally nude. Their tits were sagging the entire time.
Those were the oranges?
Those were the oranges. It was utterly delicious.
I'm perplexed at that. At first, the amount of bugs.
I can tell.
Well, no, I'm just thinking about like if you have you ever laid outside in a
4 pairs or 4
tropical
altogether.
climate?
4.
Have you ever laid outside at night in a tropical climate?
Yeah.
There's a lot of insects.
I've never left.
You've been here
He's
the
been living
entire
there.
time.
He's been
But
living
like, I
feels
understand
like
wanting
a tropical
birds to be
spot.
able to fly in, but having no enclosed space, like that's wild.
Well, yeah. So basically, like at night,
Think of the malaria.
all manner of bugs.
Think of the malaria.
Think of the children. At night, all kinds of bugs would come into the. They would crawl into the house.
It's a different
and-
time, Jesse.
Yeah. Well, I think it's more location based than time.
No, it's time.
It's time. They all lived like animals back then. So like bugs would crawl into the house, and his wife Anne was not too pleased with the.
You don't say.
Oh, this is legit. You're not saying up a joke?
No.
Oh, all right. So yeah, bugs.
No,
that
bugs
would have
came
been
into the house, yeah.
that would have
Yes,
been a
it's
huge
open
problem.
air. Of course, there's going to be bugs.
Well, I was amazed that wouldn't have been.
They would
thought of
have they
before
had
they made
mosquito
an open air.
netting around the
Okay.
beds at the very least, but still there was like it's Jamaica, so there's like spiders and all
Yeah.
kinds of shit. Yeah, it's a tropical climate. So I don't know if you knew. So the chairs, like as far as the furniture, it was very simply furnished, very sparse. They were simple cushions with navy blue and a touch of white here and there was on the print of these cushions. Cushions that were so slip resistant, even Jesse could sit on them.
Oh,
And the main windows.
Get some.
The main windows held an almost postcard view of the sea.
Very pretty, I'm sure.
Very nice. Ian wrote to someone who was coming to stay. This is what he said to kind of prep them about the house, right? Because people who aren't accustomed to this climate, this way of living, they might be a little put off, right? So he wrote, you will not be able to wear much more than a shirt and shorts during the day. But it gets cool about 6 o'clock when the sun sets, and then you will need trousers and a sweater of some sort. It gets quite chilly at night.
Makes sense.
and the bugs.
Yeah, that too. You don't want a lot of exposed skin, right?
No.
I hope neither you nor your sister minds moths and crickets and such like.
Wow.
They're quite harmless, but they come to the lights in the evening, and you should therefore not read in bed with the lights on.
Yeah.
Personally, by about 10 o'clock, I am quite unable to keep my eyes open. You should wear gym shoes for bathing, as the coral is extremely sharp, and the sea urchins, particularly those with long black spines, extremely painful. Otherwise, the bathing is shallow and absolutely safe. There are masks and glass-bottom boxes, and I advise you to use at any rate the latter to admire the denizens of the sea. Violet is an excellent cook, but should be firmly dissuaded from giving you such things as boiled mutton, which she considers to be very genteel.
Wow.
Yeah. The laundry is done in the house, and there is a first-class seamstress called Martha who lives nearby, who will make your sister an excellent evening dress in 24 hours flat.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. They
That's an incredible.
they work their fingers to the bone, man.
Wow.
Did you see Rosie O'Donnell in that new flick
You're
Tarzan?
about 17 shades too white to be able to make that.
That's all I remember.
I'm getting redder by the day.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
The whole point of the house was the sea. The builders had cemented 40 concrete steps down the cliff to the small private beach. After his first visit, Ian offered Goldeneye to Phyllis and Ernan Forbes Dennis. They considered it magical, quote, fantastically beautiful, open only to stars and sea, sharks and pelicans. They descended to the semicircle of white sand with Ian's fox terrier Charles and floated in the warm, clear water, threading through forests of coral and gazing at the colored fish through glass-bottomed buckets.
That's amazing.
Damn.
Sounds pretty serene, right?
Aside from the
go.
insects.
Yeah, but that's like you put up with that in any tropical climate, really.
Yeah, but having.
Oh, listen, have you ever run into anyone outside of a Dunkin' Donuts first thing in the morning here in Boston? How many fucking insects are out there, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Just the dregs of society.
Yeah.
Hey, can I get a fucking cigarette? You guys stogie, man. You go bucket.
hey.
They're like gnats all around you. You know what I mean? That's a different type of insect. They say, get away from me. You smell. You're poor. Go. Trying to fucking carry this really overly expensive espresso that I shouldn't have got at Dunkin' Donuts. Should never get it ordered an espresso.
I'm also
at Dunkin'.
now broke.
It's still I'm also poor.
Spent my last 5 on this.
It's like, I don't have any cigarettes, but I will split a pack with you if you have some funds, some startup funds.
I don't have a cigarette. Do you have one for me though?
It's like the old joke of the guy who robs you and then looks at your ATM and is like, "Hey, man, you can have some money."
Yeah,
I'm
you
sorry.
need this more than me.
Yeah, you definitely need this more than me. Okay,
That's
so
a joke. I thought that was just like my life.
Your life is a joke. Just
But
kidding.
it's a fun joke.
hit 'em where it hurts, man. I gotta stop doing that. So it was during this transitional period that Ian became embroiled in, of course, a stormy love affair with a married woman named Anne Chartrice.
Come on, dude.
Okay,
I mean,
it was an affair on her part more than his. He wasn't married yet.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
because he, yeah,
Yeah, because the woman that he was going to propose to, remember, she died
Yeah,
from
horrifically.
pieces of shrapnel hitting her.
I don't know how I could forget that, but I did.
I didn't. I didn't.
So Anne's first husband, this woman Anne Chartrice, Charcuterie. Her first husband died in the war, and so she remarried the second count. She remarried the second viscount, Esmond Rothermere. And a viscount, in case you guys are wondering, it ranks exactly below an earl and above a baron.
Whoa, cool.
As far as British
Whoa,
ceremonial
that's really
titles.
cool.
So where's peasant on that list?
So I knew you were going to ask me an annoying question. And so what I've done is I've attached a shock collar to your ankle. You didn't notice because you were too busy staring at your banana shirt. And yes, there are 65 bananas. I know you counted. But while you were doing that, I hooked up about 10,000 volts of electricity to your ankle. So every time you ask an annoying question,
Spicy
I'm going
legs.
to hit you with something like that.
Oh.
Yeah. And then you'll be shocked.
Yeah. Okay.
Electrocuted, I should say.
Well, so from what I understand, shocked is when you don't die. Electrocuted means you actually die from the shock because that's the cuted, like executed, electrocuted.
Let's move on.
I can't do this. I can't do this with him. Do you see what he's putting me
Where
through?
does a peasant rank?
Yeah, where's a peasant rank in regards
Look
to
it up
Baron?
on your own time.
Well, it's an informative podcast.
A peasant doesn't rank anywhere. They're just lower rung of society. But as we discussed earlier, Fleming liked married women. I don't know if you remember.
Oh,
I remember
remember.
such things. He doesn't mind them older, too.
In fact, in the Bond film Casino Royale, while 007 is seducing a woman named Solange Demetrios at her beachfront suite, she asks, "You like married women, don't you, James?" Bond immediately replies, "It keeps things simple."
I don't know how, but...
Well, because there's no attachment on his part.
On his
he
part.
Can
Oh, okay.
It makes
I was
things
like, it seems like
very
you're ruining
unsimple
somebody's
for-
marriage,
yeah,
so
yeah.
No,
couldn't be more.
Not if the husband doesn't find out. And that idea of simplicity, sort of detached connection with a woman, that probably held true most of the time. However, in 1948, Anne became pregnant with Ian's child.
Oof, that's oopsie.
And she was married?
Yes.
Oh.
As we've established twice now. Fleming was 40 at this point and had suffered from several bouts of rapid pulse, tachycardia, as well as pains in the shoulders and chest on occasion. So let's remember that.
Probably on the count of all the drinking and cigarettes.
Yeah,
and-
he's a heavy smoker and drinker. I'm sure.
Definitely didn't help, right?
Yeah, definitely.
On Friday, August 27th, 1948, Anne gave birth to Fleming's daughter, Mary, who was sadly stillborn.
Oh.
That's really sad.
Yeah. Rothermere, Anne's husband, may have been unaware or in denial of the affair at first, but word gets around, especially in high society.
Right.
He caught on that something was going on. In many ways, Anne and Ian were actually opposites, right? So she loved London. He preferred Jamaica. Ian craved solitude while Anne wanted to be around people all the time. They were just different people. As far as she was concerned, they were both kind of like, they were hot and cold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like sort of we were talking about how he might have had bipolar and his moods fluctuated so much that translated to his relationships with people. And they were just like, I think they were very passionate obviously sexually passionate, but then their temperaments, their moods, they didn't quite align otherwise, right? Like
Cohesive.
Exactly. That's
were
another
not
word. Exactly. So one moment he's talking about marrying her, and then he's saying that he'll never settle down, and he's saying like you'd make a great wife, and then telling her that like actually you shouldn't marry me because you'll give up. Like look at the quality of life you have with this guy. This
super
Baron.
This
important.
This
he's higher than a
he's
baron.
Viscount.
Viscount.
Which is really cool.
We've heard the Earl and Baron. We both heard.
Is
Viscount.
that where
Viscount? You don't hear as much.
You don't.
Is
You
that
really
like
don't.
a count? I would assume it is, right?
It's in between. I'm not doing this again.
No,
Eventually,
I don't want to ask an annoying question. It sounds like a count is
I don't know.
close to a viscount, or
I'm forced to admit I don't know. Look at what you've done. You've cornered me. Okay.
Could have
You
looked that
backed
up
me
on my
into a
own time,
fucking
but
corner.
I had to ask.
You guys are pieces of shit.
Viscounted?
That was a pathetic hand.
Viscounted?
That
That
was the arm got in the way. It was.
I once Viscounted you as a friend. No longer. No longer.
Okay.
Eventually,
Womp, 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 womp.
eventually, Rothermere gave Anne an ultimatum, but she couldn't stay away from Ian, and so he divorced her in 1951.
Understandable.
Probably better off, right? Yeah. So Ian Fleming and Anne Chartres married on March 24th, which happens to be my birthday, 1952 in Jamaica. A few
so
months.
they actually married.
Yes, a few months before their son Casper was born in August.
Cool
so she
name.
was already pregnant with the kid. It was
Wow.
like sort of a shotgun wedding.
Wow.
He's age 43 at this point, and he just got married. They had a kid. It's kind of a stormy on and off again relationship. He's like, all right, I guess I'm settling down. I don't know. And one day, our Ian is floating out in the azure blue waters of Jamaica, and an idea popped into Fleming's mind. What if he could create something to honor the country of England, which was at that point undergoing a very transformative period? I mean, it's after the war. There's a lot going on. Perhaps not just something, but someone. You could create someone. A hero with a background in naval intelligence, maybe, who became embroiled in covert operations around the world. This person, of course, had to be a bachelor and remain a bachelor because he would be much more useful that way, right?
Naturally.
Ian would hearken back to his time in the service and draw on real-life experiences to craft a new and exciting literary character. That figure would be given a license to kill and assigned the designation 007.
Very cool.
It's like gravity, okay? This idea. All he needed was a little push.
Ooh.
Right.
Yeah.
Good reference.
Yeah. I see.
That push came when Ian's older brother, Peter, who we've talked about previously, wrote a thriller novel titled The Sixth Column. Ian read it and thought, I can do better.
For once, normally, didn't he always think he couldn't do better than his
Correct.
brother?
He always felt like he was under his brother's
So
shadow.
this was one of the first times that he actually was like, I can do better than that.
Yes. So on February 17th, 1952, Fleming sat down at his red bulletwood desk and began writing Casino Royale.
Cool.
Okay, an excerpt from the book A Complete Man by Nicholas Shakespeare, which has been our source for all 3 episodes. In Jamaica, Ian followed a timetable as strict as Bond's training exercises. Nobody could interrupt it. Quote, I work about 3 hours in the morning and 1 hour in the evening, and I find unless I stick to a routine, if I just wait for genius to arrive from the skies, it just doesn't arrive.
Yeah.
He emphasized to Bryce when urging him to write the story of his extraordinary life. Don't let anything to interfere with your routine, is what Bryce said. So his writing style mirrored that of Hemingway, a person who he admired, right? It is very terse and efficient, with sheer readability being the ultimate design.
Absolutely.
So he wants a page turner. No doubt his days as a newspaper man would aid in this manner of writing. You know, his motto was just to get something down, get it done. Just you know, he wasn't fact checking really. He wasn't like doing a ton of editing at first. So he got it done. Casino Royale was published on April 13th, 1953, and was a huge success, selling out in the UK and receiving positive critical reviews. It wouldn't be his most successful novel, but it was definitely like a big jumping off point. So here you guys want to hear like the opening lines from Casino Royale?
Yeah, I would love to.
I think it's really I think Casino Royale is probably my favorite novel that I've read of his so far. And so we're going to start with the opening lines.
Sure.
The scent and smoke and sweat of a casino are nauseating at 3 a.m. Then the soul erosion produced by high gambling, A compost of greed and fear and nervous tension becomes unbearable, and the senses awake and revolt from it. James Bond suddenly knew that he was tired. He always knew when his body or his mind had had enough, and he always acted on the knowledge. This helped him to avoid staleness and the sensual bluntness that breeds mistakes. In Ian Fleming's 1953 debut novel Casino Royale, MI6 agent James Bond is sent to France to bankrupt Le Chiffre, a Soviet SMERSH operative who embezzled funds. Bond wins a high-stakes baccarat match, but is subsequently captured, tortured, and betrayed by his love interest, Vesper Lind, who is a double agent.
God damn it.
Oh man.
That Vesper Lind.
That Vesper Lind. There will be spoilers, by the way, for the Bond novels in case you haven't read them. So
Goodness gracious.
Sometimes. Casino Royale introduces many of the Bond mainstays, such as Felix Leiter, M, Moneypenny. It's got a compelling villain, beautiful women, as well as fast cars speeding through exotic locales. Fun fact. In the film, they play Texas Hold'em poker
I was gonna say Baccarat.
instead of Baccarat
Yeah.
because Texas Hold'em was much more popular in the early 2000s. Baccarat
That was
is
a
a dead
big
game
thing.
in
I did
comparison.
not realize how much of a thing it wasn't like that
It was
before.
huge in the 2000s.
Everyone was playing.
Texas
Like
Hold'em.
I remember any family trip, we'd go to Maine or something, and they'd start playing Texas Hold'em poker, and I was like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I know
What,
what's
what
going
did we used to play when we would play?
Texas Hold'em.
When we play
We
poker,
did play
that's-
that.
yeah.
It's probably
so-
the most popular form.
It's the one
of
that I
poker.
know
always
the rules
played.
of the
Yeah.
most.
Yeah. Another cool fact that you guys will probably want to know or not, I don't care. SMERSH.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? SMERSH?
I did
Yeah.
hear
The
you say
organization
SMERSH.
SMERSH.
Yeah,
Were you
SMERSH
confused? Were you confused by the usage of the word SMERSH?
I figured
Yeah.
it was similar to Smirnoff.
Ooh, interesting. So SMERSH means Smrt Spielnam, which is a Russian phrase that translates to death to spies.
Wow.
Not quite as punchy as Spectre, which Ian created to replace SMERSH for the 1961 novel Thunderball.
Oh.
Spectre, the criminal organization in the later Bond novels and the movies, stands for Special Executive for Counterintelligence, Terrorism, Revenge, and Extortion.
Whoa, that's really cool.
Ooh.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
So it's not technically an acronym; it's abbreviated because Spectre, the special, is.
It's still an acronym.
The
They're
spe-
just
the,
a little.
The SP is
Yeah.
capitalized. It's a
Yeah.
little bit of a cop out.
Yeah.
I agree. It's a little odd.
Yeah.
So
Continue.
Russia was a logical choice for Fleming to be the bad guys. Right, they're at the height of the Cold War.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know much about 50s UK stuff. I know 40s, and I feel like I know the 60s in the United Kingdom, that. You know, the Beatles and all of that. And I know a lot of 50s America. I feel like I don't know anything about what culture was like.
Yeah.
In the 50s in the United Kingdom.
That's something to research on your own time.
Don't think he has that in the pocket.
That's great.
Well, I wasn't sure if contextually that
No,
would
I'm
be
really,
helpful.
no, sure, I'm
Well,
excited.
let's
I'm
remember
excited.
we're in the Caribbean right now.
Okay.
He's
well-
not in Britain.
Do you want
Well,
me to
but
give you a
James
pithy
Bond-
one sentence that explains all of British culture in the 50s?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. I don't know if you guys were wondering where did Bond's name come from? Is there a person
Yeah,
who
I kind of
inspired
was
that?
curious.
Xander was curious.
So Xander was curious. Jesse couldn't give a fuck less.
He was like, "What about Britain?"
Remember there was a guy named Drummond who worked at the special services. His designation was Bond. It was his code name.
Yes.
That's one possibility. But most likely out of all the possible progenitors was another American James Bond who was a pipe-smoking ornithologist based in Philadelphia.
birds,
That's
right?
correct. Whose white-jacketed 1936 book, Birds of the West Indies, was one of Ian Fleming's Bibles. He saw the name James Bond and thought, that's a pretty quiet name. It's strong, Anglo-Saxon. And he's
Right.
like, I just stole it and used it. But he
Makes
just took it
sense.
from
Yeah.
the name of an
Just likes birds
ornithologist.
and likes James Bond.
Fun fact!
Yeah, fun fact. Actually glad that I
Ian gave Blofeld
Oh,
He gave
his
who what?
birthday. He also loves scrambled eggs.
Ah.
And Bond loves scrambled eggs. Goldfinger had Ian's golf handicap.
So there's a little bit of Ian in everyone.
And some of Ian's personal habits he bestowed to Le Chiffre. They say, write what you know, motherfucker, and that's what he does.
So did he cry blood?
Yeah, from his penis.
Jesus.
He did use it a lot.
That's
a good soundbite.
That's good. Details. Ian loved the details. He liked to talk about things in detail. He's very similar to Brett
J.R.
Easton Ellis in that way. The brands. He's all about brands. Let's take this little excerpt from the book.
Tell me.
Bond picks his teeth with a Steradent toothpick. Okay, he brushes them with McLean's toothpaste, splashes Florist into his bathtub, washes his hair with Pinard elixir, that prince among shampoos, and shaves with a Hofritz safety razor that Felix Leiter brought from him from New York. Okay,
Felix.
He has a Cooper's vintage Oxford marmalade for breakfast, coffee poured from a Queen Anne pot, a dark brown egg from a Marin hen boiled for 3 minutes and 55 seconds exactly. Okay. And that is before he opens the front door of his Regency first floor flat in the plain tree-filled small square in Chelsea. He drives a 4.5 liter Bentley with an Amherst Villars supercharger to face his day. So he's all about them like
Damn,
that
dude.
specificity, right? But with that awareness of, he also has this like awareness of like sophistication and luxury brands and stuff
Right.
that would
Translate.
carry over to the films. But with all those details peppered throughout, there was going to be some things that, especially with him not doing any research,
He's
there's
gonna
gonna be
get wrong.
there's going to be inconsistencies. There's going to be things that
right.
don't make sense. In addition to all these details, Bond is incredibly capable and has expertise in just about every realm of knowledge, no matter how obscure. Right.
Right.
He basically becomes Batman in the movies.
Yeah.
He just knows. He knows. He's just capable. He knows how to do
Honestly,
everything.
I never really thought about that, but that is a very
Yeah.
similar
That's
character
the
in terms
one
of like
thing I
being able to like solve
Think about
things.
first when I think of James Bond.
Yeah.
Is
He
like
is
the
essentially
ultimate
like-
man's man. He can do anything.
He's like the
Right.
British Batman.
That's what makes him the man's man. He can just do things. He does. It doesn't show that like
Who
he
can kill also.
Well, that's true, but he can fly a plane. He can do the waltz.
he can
can
drive cars
ski,
really well.
Yeah.
He drives cars really well, and it
Yeah.
doesn't show him ever learning those things. He could just do them.
Yeah.
Like the if you were to show like him practicing those things, it's kind of unsexy. It's not that romantic. He can just do them, which is way cooler for a fictional character. Each of the 007 novels delves into a different subject, right? So they cover fascinating things like gold, sharks, diamonds, jets, karate, guano,
Space.
You don't
space, golf, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, naturally.
Rather paradoxically, by including all these details with very little research, just getting it done, the novels contain plenty of inaccuracies and inconsistencies. As we said, things like the light above M's desk changing color from book to book. Readers would write him letters and be like, "What the fuck's going on? Like you're wrong
many different
here, you're
colors
wrong there."
was it?
3.
Do you remember what they were? Did you actually?
Red. I think red, blue,
What
and
an
green.
odd thing to describe too.
Yeah.
Like to be like,
Yeah.
the red light above M's desk, and then be like, all right,
But
the green
also,
light.
is it but is it that hard to like think he might have just changed the light bulb?
Maybe, but also it just seemed to readers like at that time they had nothing better to do.
That's true.
And they don't have Netflix. They're like reading books all the time.
true.
People were
I think
smarter and
all
better.
parties are guilty in this because why
Yeah.
the fuck is he giving?
I mean, he should at least remember the color of the light above M's
it
desk.
should
You
be
would
a
think-
regular light.
Like, how hard is it to also be like,
White.
didn't I write this passage once before? Let
Yeah.
me look back at,
Yeah, I have the book right here.
yeah.
I wrote it. Yeah.
I have the original manuscript.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
I can easily
Like,
look
Ian,
back on it.
if you just double check. No, I can't do
no.
research.
I don't do
I'm a
that.
research man.
does me.
It's not my strong suit, that's for sure. That's for fucking damn sure. That's for bloody sure.
Ian Fleming. Ian Fleming.
Hey, Ian, why does the light keep changing, man?
Plenty of bulbs. That's why.
Fucking Jamal, leave me be. I'm just trying to have my scrambled eggs and my fucking marmalade.
Who are you, Fraser?
54 seconds.
You're quite good with the details, Jamal. Thank you. Fucking Jamal.
Quite good with the details.
I found your fox terrier floating amongst the sea urchins. You better watch that thing, man. Fox terriers shouldn't be out here in the ocean, man. I will watch after my own dog. Thank you very much. Jamal! Screams Jamal like Dinkelberg and fucking Fairly Odd Parents.
Every Bond villain was actually based on. It was an amalgamation of Hitler and Jamal.
Hitler and Jamal. I don't even know if Jamal is a Jamaican. No, I think I did know a guy named. Actually, when I worked in Newport, I worked with a lot of Jamaicans. Fucking super chill. They were good. They were fun
yeah,
people,
Jamaicans
hard
are
workers
awesome.
too.
Oh, absolutely.
Jamaican
Not to
food.
generalize all Jamaican people, but the ones I worked with were very hard
Yeah.
workers. Okay, so back on the home front, The romance was sort of fading between Fleming and Anne as their apparent differences became more and more pronounced.
Well, how many years have gone by in their marriage?
3. Yeah, it's happened quick.
Yeah.
Ian said he'd much rather watch 2 half-naked German women mud wrestle than listen to the incessant nattering of Anne's intellectual friends.
Well, you can't say that. That's not going to
Very much did.
Oh, but he did.
Ian.
Both Anne and Ian would have affairs throughout their marriage, by the way. She would have an affair with Hugh Gaitskell, the leader of the Labour Party. And Fleming had a long-term affair.
Put it in work.
Working that fanny is laborious.
Clocking in.
Delmar rubbers.
I was wondering.
Boy, do these things stretch.
Boy, do these things stretch. Throwback. Okay.
That's why you need to watch every episode, folks.
Yes, please. If you didn't watch episode 2, go back and watch it. There's a lot
I
of.
believe it's episode 9.
Just
If
watch
you
the
didn't
one
watch
before
part
this.
2, I'm sorry.
Part 2.
It is
Yeah,
episode
yeah.
9. If you no, it's episode 10.
10.
Fuck you, Jesse. It's episode 10. If you didn't
That
watch
was
episode
closer. It's like The Price is Right. I ain't go over.
10. So we established that Anne was having an affair.
Yes,
Fleming also had a long-term affair in Jamaica with one of his neighbors, Blanche Blackwell. Remember her?
Oh, the coolest name.
Blanche.
Yeah. She's the mother of Chris Blackwell of Island Records, a record label
Oh,
that's
the
still
Jamaican
around.
that the Bob Marley and the Wailers.
correct.
Yes.
Yep, it's a record
awesome.
label.
that's
so
amazing.
That's still around.
Fun
So-
fact: Fall Out Boy were also signed to Island Records.
Hey, I do the fucking fun facts.
Just
okay.
saying. I always
kidding,
found
man.
that fascinating. We were one of the first record labels after Fueled by Ramen to actually sign them. So they're like, "Fuck it, we'll go with Island Records," even though they were not reggae at all.
That's cool. You're doing much better with the distance to the mic, by the way.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
that.
I'm learning.
2 fingers.
I'm learning.
You're doing great.
Doing great.
Might be a tree finger right here.
Tree finger.
You think that's called a branch?
The worst Bond villain ever. It got me 3 fingers. It's because my one finger's the size of 3 fingers. I chop your head off.
With what?
His 3 fingers.
Odd Job took people.
I'll
His
chop your head
thick ass fingers.
You don't know Odd Job?
No.
No.
I'll give you
No
an
odd
odd
job.
Odd Job the Hobnob.
Hobnobbing with Odd Job. Or
Just hobnobbing with
spin-off
Odd Job.
travel
Folks,
show.
we're recording at 9:40 p.m. this time. I'm just saying, you know. Oh,
And we're
I
all
got-
delirious from the heat.
I got volume blast.
Oh,
again.
sorry.
Move that cord, Nate, please.
Don't move.
So-
Be stoic.
During this time, Ian also befriended the famous underwater explorer Jacques Cousteau, and they went on
Whoa.
3.
Of
Yeah,
course he fucking
yeah.
did.
They went on 3 underwater expeditions together. If you've ever seen Jacques Cousteau, he's the influence for Steve
Zissou.
Zissou in the Life
Life
Aquatic,
Aquatic with Steve Zissou.
the Wes Anderson film.
Bill Murray was Steve Zissou.
Yes, he's got like the red beanie and all that, and he
They look
smokes a
like they're
pipe.
in the Yellow Submarine.
Very cool.
We should do a separate show called An Aside with Jesse. Because every time I say something, you do a. It was this.
Try to receive information. I got a birdie on my fucking left. I'm like,
You should try watching a fucking movie with him, dude. It's a nightmare.
It's incredible.
I have.
It's
It's
incredible.
torture.
It is a great experience.
Could be in a Bond novel.
It's Mystery
totally could
Science
be.
Theater now.
Yes, basically. You're like the footnotes of the movie. It's great.
Somehow I become the main character.
You always do. You always do. You always do. So Fleming would follow up Casino Royale with Live and Let Die in 1954. This time, Bond is dispatched to the U.S. to stop Mr. Big, a ruthless Harlem crime lord. And
Why do I think they call me Mr. Big? Take a wild guess.
Mr. Big and Smersh agent who is smuggling 17th century pirate gold to fund Soviet operations. Aided by CIA operative Felix Leiter, Bond navigates voodoo cults, double crosses,
Whoa.
and cartel henchmen to rescue Big's captive fortune teller, Solitaire.
That's a cool name. Solitaire.
Yeah, there are definitely some colorful racist elements of
You
this
don't
movie
say.
that haven't aged super well.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, unfair. Unfair for Solitaire.
That's perfectly fair.
Unfair for Solitaire. This did ultimately lead to Roger Moore's performance in the film adaptation, which is a blessed gem that I am eternally grateful for. So thank you, Ian Fleming. Live and Let Die sold 7,500 hardback copies, and that was the first run. It sold out immediately, and it earned him around £65,000 adjusted for inflation. Once again, the reception in America, as it was with Casino Royale, was kind of lukewarm. A quote from Ian Fleming, quote, "My books are straight pillow fantasies of the bang, bang, kiss, kiss variety."
Oh, well.
You guys ever see
straight
Kiss
to
Kiss
the point.
Bang Bang?
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is one of my favorite films.
It's a great movie. You
No,
should
I've
see
never
it.
seen it.
Shane
Shane
Black.
Black.
It's a fantastic
Christmas
film.
movie.
Robert Downey Jr. A lot of his movies are Christmas movies.
Yeah,
in fact,
that's right. Yeah, Shane Black.
But it's a fantastic movie. It's some of the funniest dialogue I've ever.
It's also like early Robert Downey Jr. Like right after
Val
he got
Kilmer's
seen.
in it.
Right
So
after he got
good.
sober.
Yep.
Clean scene.
Yeah, I gotta see it.
It's a
Very good.
I have it on Blu-ray. We could watch it.
Oh, cool.
At some point. Okay, so Moonraker then follows its third novel. Moonraker comes out in 1955. It follows James Bond as he is tasked by M to investigate Sir Hugo Drax, a wealthy, ruthless industrialist and national hero who is secretly a vengeful former Nazi planning to destroy London with a nuclear weapon.
Ooh.
Unlike its
Dark.
Yeah, it's dark.
It is dark.
Unlike its 1979 sci-fi film adaptation, it's much more grounded.
Okay.
Than the Moonraker. The Moonraker film is fun.
Yeah.
The film was an attempt to capitalize off the success of Star Wars, and
So
so
like we could use this.
yes, which is why it was so goofy and outlandish. It was just a cash grab,
Yeah.
but still a lot of fun. The Moonraker film is a lot of fun. My favorite part of Moonraker is at the end. Do you remember the end of Moonraker?
I'm gonna be honest, because of how outlandish I've always been led to believe, I never bothered to watch Moonraker.
So
So it's-
I've never seen it either.
It's super funny. It's a good time. It's just silly. James Bond has now beat the villain Drax. He is betting a woman, and they're in space, and they're floating around in zero gravity.
Yeah, he ends up in space. Well, I knew James Bond ended up in space. That's where I was like, I'm good.
How did that not sell you right away?
I
That catapulted me into the stratosphere. of that film.
I was
loved
like,
it.
James Bond couldn't be in it. I think that was when I was like, he couldn't do that.
He's having sex with this woman, and the British people, bunch of old British guys in the control room turn on the television, the monitor. And they see Bond with this
This
woman.
is in the movie.
This is in the movie.
Okay.
Not the book.
No, not the book.
That's why I'm
They see
clarifying,
Bond with
yeah.
this woman, and they're floating in space, and they're doing it. And the guy's like, I think M is like, Bond, what are you doing? And one of the guys says to him, I think he's attempting re-entry, sir.
Yes, I do
So
know
stupid.
that. Yes.
So that's fun.
Beautiful.
Fun fact. The character of Jaws does not appear in the Bond novels.
Really?
Instead, he was created by Eon Productions for The Spy Who Loved Me, and he returned for the film version of Moonraker.
Guy likes metal.
Yep. Totally. Okay, so Moonraker sold out and did quite well, solidifying Fleming as a thriller writer on the rise. So he's not quite famous yet, but people are like, oh, that's-
So when he said he was part of the Bang Bang Kiss Kiss variety, is he considered like a pulp writer?
he is sort of self-deprecating with the way he talks about his novels.
What makes something pulp? I've always wondered.
like the stuff that you'd see like at an airport, but
Yeah.
instead of romance, like action, or
Like
usually-
a James
usually,
Patterson,
like,
like very
something
readable.
very like just churned out without like it's not like not reading Gone with the Wind or reading those like great literature.
Yeah,
you know,
works
it's not
of classic.
literature. It's pulpy. It's like comic reading without pictures.
Yeah, pretty much. Like old school pulp novels were like salacious, sexual,
Yeah.
violent. They're
Yeah.
basically just trying to get you to read and turn the pages.
Yeah.
That's
Cool.
what a pulp novel
Gotcha.
is. Yeah. There's no like there's not much heady stuff happening.
They're the
there,
Jason
you know?
Statham movies of literature.
Yeah, it's a good way of looking at it.
Understandable.
Yeah, totally. Or the Jean-Claude Van Damme, as I've been on a Jean-Claude Van Damme kick myself recently.
no pun
Kickboxer.
They're a good time.
No pun
but,
intended.
But you usually only read them once.
After Moonraker came Diamonds Are Forever in 1956. In it, James Bond goes undercover as a courier to infiltrate an international diamond smuggling pipeline running from African mines to the U.S. partnered with mob associate Tiffany Case, he tracks the Spangled Mob's muggling network from the Muggle network from London to New York. It's a smuggling network, and finally to Las Vegas. Bond survives rigged horse races, murderous henchmen, and casino brawls, ultimately dismantling the mob and winning Tiffany's heart.
Of course.
Fun fact, Ian once played golf with a diamond smuggling expert in Tangier. He did not win. He did not win.
Well, at least the diamonds were forever.
Very good. Very good. Shortly after publishing Diamonds, Ian checked himself into Enton Hall Health Clinic complaining of heart palpitations.
Come on, Ian.
His doctor prescribed him some drugs and basically said, ease up on the golf and only 3 ounces of hard liquor a day. Okay, Ian?
Whew.
Just 3 ounces. He was
Bring
at
on
that
the
he was,
shakes.
he was at that point drinking he was smoking 60 to 70 cigarettes a day.
Good Lord.
And he was drinking about a quarter of a bottle of gin at least. Wow. Yeah. So Fleming also suffered from painful sciatica and the prospect of sitting for long hours to type out another novel as he was cranking them out year after year.
Exasperate
In the sweltering Jamaican heat seemed just a little unpleasant to Ian. So he was like, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this. He also felt his annual pulp novel was growing stale, and he wasn't sure if he'd ever reach worldwide acclaim at this point. In the autumn of 1956, British Prime Minister Anthony Eden, a man with his own ailments, retreated to Goldeneye, of all places, to recuperate from a nervous breakdown after the botched Suez Canal crisis.
Oh, no shit.
Anne had actually set this up. She knew him from floating in the same upper crust circles. Here's an excerpt from the book. From November 24th to December 13th, Ian's primitive Caribbean home was the hub of a global operation, with a sick leader sending secret telegrams to London, Washington, Paris, Tel Aviv, Sydney, Wellington, and Cairo. Eden's announcement of Britain's unconditional withdrawal from the Canal Zone, decided in the gazebo at Goldeneye, had repercussions as devastating as any paranoid order issued from Drax's hideaway in the Moonraker novel.
Wow.
Now that the Prime Minister could be directly associated with Ian, because people found out, the tabloids were like, oh, the Prime Minister had a nervous breakdown.
yeah.
He's staying at this pulp writer's house. So
Yeah.
weird.
Right. Who the fuck's that?
Fleming's status shot upwards, obviously, in association, and he figured, all right, now I have enough momentum to make the next
So she
novel
actually
a
did
real
something like
splash.
caring for him.
Yeah, I think she was more concerned with Anthony Eden's health, I think,
Yeah, probably,
than Ian's status. I think.
Really?
I don't know if that was. Yeah, I don't know if that was her plan. Was like to increase his status. I think she genuinely was like in the same circles and felt as a Brit that she kind of like she respected the Prime Minister and wanted to help.
Fair enough.
And also it increased her social cachet too, right?
That's what I was
To
thinking
have the
more
Prime
about
Minister
herself.
stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair. I guess I was being too benevolent. Huh?
Yes, I believe so. It could have been, but I didn't see that as a direct inspiration for her actions. Side note, Ian liked spanking and whipping and talking about spanking and whipping and being whipped and bondage. It's likely he was at least curious, if not experimenting with BDSM in one form or another.
Not surprised.
He liked to bind. He liked to be bound.
His tools. You like to bind. I like to bind.
Make me sit.
I like
Make
to
me
bind.
sit
I like to be
down.
bound.
Make me
My sciatica. Oh, it feels so good.
Was the scene in the movie of Casino Royale also in the book?
Who knows? Oh yeah,
I would
yes, it
hope
was.
you
It
would
was. No.
I've never fucking read the thing. I have no idea.
I jumped ahead. I thought you were asking, was it inspired by his like BDSM? Yes, it was in the novel
So it
as
was.
well.
No
it is in
kidding.
there as well. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Because that was a very unique
it's
torture.
a fucking dark scene.
Yeah.
Casino Royale is a dark book.
Yeah.
Bond doesn't really get a sense of humor until later on, after Sean Connery had already been in Dr. No.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. So
We good?
Anne, like many wives in the 1950s and 60s, actually became addicted to barbiturates.
Yeah. Common.
And had to undergo treatment for it. In case the viewers don't know, because many women were stay-at-home wives, they felt that and it's nothing wrong with being a stay-at-home mom or being a homemaker, but many women, it was assumed that that's what their role would be in life. They became depressed and sort of withdrawn, the pressures of having to keep up with the home, having to be the sole emotional support because their husbands weren't, taking care of the kids. They weren't doing anything once they got home. Those pressures plus societal pressures and also just being left at home with no real prospect to have a life outside of the house, many women became depressed and started taking
doctors were prescribing them.
Yes,
pretty
doctors
easy.
were over-prescribing these housewife helpers, and they were barbiturates, which are very serious drugs. Many people have died in overdose.
Yeah, they've pretty much been replaced with benzos now. I don't think they really prescribe
barbiturates are not very common at all. Yeah. So she had to undergo treatment for it because she got addicted to it. In April of 1957, From Russia with Love was published, and everything would change. It became a bestseller in the UK and would ultimately catapult Ian to fame. And I'm going to tell you guys how. The Soviet age. You keep looking at my dog. He's so cute.
He's so cute. He's just
adorable.
his own little seat on that pillow.
I know. He's adorable. That's what he does.
Max is a great dog.
He's the best.
Ellie is a befuddling creature, and I love her.
She's also so cute. Look at her. She's passed out.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
I will switch as a reference video to what we're talking about. So here we are. Here, there's them, and this is what we're looking at. Look at Max is on his little pillow, and then Ellie.
They're good dogs.
Ellie's passed out.
So cute.
Sweetie pie. Look at. Ooh. Okay. All right, we're back, and I'll put that in the podcast. Plot summary of From Russia with Love.
Yes.
Sure.
Great film, by the way. The Soviet agency SMERSH plans to assassinate James Bond and destroy British intelligence's reputation by staging a sex scandal.
Oh, no.
Oh, like Bond's ever worried about that before, am I right? They used Corporal Tatiana Romanova.
Sounds
Romanova,
correct.
a beautiful clerk, to lure Bond to Istanbul with a fake defection and the promise of a Soviet decoding device. Bond must survive attempts on his life by SMERSH assassin Donovan Red Grant while traveling on the Orient Express.
Was that Robert Shaw in the movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the big blonde guy.
You know who Robert Shaw is?
Who?
Eyes, devil's eyes.
Oh, he plays. Really?
Yeah.
I've never
That's
made
Quint
that connection
from
to right now,
Jaws.
but I can totally see that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, you just blew my mind.
Yeah.
The film adaptation obviously is Sean Connery, stars Sean Connery, and he's. I think it's actually my favorite of his Bond.
The From Russia with Love?
Yeah. Right up there with Goldfinger. Fun fact. American President JFK, John F. Kennedy, would name From Russia with Love as one of his favorite novels in 1961.
That
Oh,
makes
wow.
sense.
It was the novel Ian regarded as his best work, and this mention from JFK was what helped catapult Ian into the
cool.
limelight.
Wow.
Another fun fact. The novel's plot device of spies on the Orient Express was based on the true story of Eugene Karp, a U.S. naval attaché and intelligence agent based in Budapest who took the Orient Express from Budapest to Paris in February 1950. He was carrying papers about blown U.S. spy networks in the Eastern Bloc. Soviet assassins already on the train drugged the conductor, and Karp's body was found shortly afterwards in a railway tunnel south of Salzburg.
Oh, yeah.
Karp.
Eugene.
Based on his body was found in this tunnel shortly afterwards. Crazy. And the train conductor was drugged. So next... Next would come the 1958 novel Dr. No, which centers around Bond investigating the disappearance of two MI6 operatives in Jamaica.
Whoa.
It would also
the
be
first
when
one.
Spectre is introduced, I believe.
That's wrong.
Okay.
Go fuck yourself. Bond discovers that a reclusive megalomaniac, Dr. No, is operating a secret guano mine on the forbidden island of Crab Key. They call it white gold. Bond navigates a
Unbelievable.
deadly obstacle course to defeat the villain and stop his sabotage of American missiles.
Wow.
Another fun fact. The first real Bond film is 1962's Dr. No. It's the first Bond film starring Sean Connery. The beginning of the film features a song called Three Blind Mice. It goes something like, 3 blind mice, here we go. 3 blind mice in a row. The want the pussycat back. The butt is getting the rat. Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay.
It's real
Okay.
good. That's like I'm actually really impressed how good that was. So the song was by I'm impressed. I didn't say you were.
Yeah.
So the song was made by John Barry and Monty Norman. John Barry would come back to score a bunch of the Bond movies. Apparently, the film was such a hit that this shop down the road in Jamaica, a shop down the road from GoldenEye, would repeat the song from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. every night.
God
and
damn.
Anne could hear it from the house, and she apparently couldn't get any sleep, and it fucking drove her absolutely nuts. So her husband's fame literally led to her like having sleepless nights. She was like,
Good Lord.
this goddamn song, 3 blind mice.
Probably didn't help that it was like open air the entire time. She's like, for the love of God, can we put up a single wall? A single goddamn wall. Preferably facing that shop.
Unreal.
I've had the crickets, I've had the locusts, now I have the fucking mice coming into my ear. I feel like a wallless home is a terrible hideout for a prime minister, by the way.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
It's like there isn't a single wall?
In a British colony, by the way. Jamaica was a British colony.
Yeah, so it's not like,
Yeah.
that's, you know.
Fucking Jamal was planning to assassinate him the whole time.
Yeah. The Jamal Bond.
Dr. No received highly polarized reviews. It was the first Bond book to face widespread negative criticism in Britain. Most notably, critic Paul Johnson of the New Statesman famously panned it under the headline, quote, sex, snobbery, and sadism. Here's a snippet of his scathing review. Johnson described the sixth Bond novel as, quote, the nastiest book I have ever read. He listed Fleming's 3 base literary ingredients: the sadism of a schoolboy bully, the mechanical, 2-dimensional sex longings of a frustrated adolescent, and the crude snob cravings of a suburban adult. So he did not like
I don't think he liked
Dr.
it, yeah.
No.
Well, considering the most, like, sadism comes from Marquis de Sade. If the guy had actually read Sade books, I highly doubt this would be the most, you know, grotesque book he's ever read.
You should have been there, Jesse.
Yeah.
If only you were there. If only.
Let me interject.
Well,
How the fuck did you get in my house?
Oh, let me show you sadism. Have you ever read the Marquis de Sade? You ever heard of Salo? 300 Days of Sodom?
It's good.
God damn, you're good to me, Hernandez.
Boy, do those things stretch.
So Johnson wasn't a fan of him.
He was not a fan. No, he wasn't. Goldfinger would come next. It's so dark.
What are you talking about?
You can take them off.
No.
No, I'm not gonna. It's also like when have you cleaned these things? There's like Vaseline and grease like smudged. It's awful. It's like a grindhouse. In 1959, Ian followed up Dr. No with Goldfinger, which received both commercial and critical success. It went on to be a bestseller, and the film that it's based on is one of the best Bond films ever made. It's a fact. Fleming had sort of faced a brief legal dispute with a real-life neighbor and architect with the last name Goldfinger, who threatened to sue him for using the surname in such an unpleasant manner.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's a made-up thing.
Yeah, Ian was like, blow it out your ass.
Yeah.
Fucking, what was the guy's name? Jamal Goldfinger?
Auric.
It's not Jamal.
No, it was Jamal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Jamal was
right.
his neighbor.
Jamal.
You bastard.
Did you already cover that the reason it was Auric was AU is gold?
Yes, in the
Okay.
second episode, which you were there for.
Okay, cool. cool.
Great question.
Amazing.
In Goldfinger, James Bond uncovers a plot by Auric Goldfinger to rob the U.S. gold reserve at Fort Knox in order to finance Smersh operations. We follow 007 from a cheating scandal in Miami and a rigged golf match to the discovery of Goldfinger's gold smuggling operation in Switzerland, leading to a high-stakes heist called Operation Grand Slam in the United States. The story concludes with a dramatic, high-altitude showdown on an airplane where Bond defeats Goldfinger and his assistant Oddjob with the assistance of Pussy Galore.
Very cool.
A lot of vagina is her counterpart in Austin.
A lot of vagina.
A lot of vagina.
Hit me. He's like, sir, I suggest you hold.
I too like to live dangerously.
That shit's fantastic.
It's one of my favorite scenes of
it's
any
incredible.
comedic
It's a great
movie.
one. It's a great one. So we're going to talk a little bit about Ian's attempts to keep up with Bond and the Bond mythos. Okay. So in February 1960, this is an excerpt from the book. Ian wrote to his friend Plummer. I know. Just. Oh, am I fucking boring you, Xander? I'm sorry, am I fucking boring you? Maybe take the Crocs off and you would be so fucking comfortable.
Laughing a lot because of Austin Powers. It
Yeah,
made me
okay.
have to yawn.
Fucking goofball. Next time I'm going to piss right in your mouth while it's open. I'm going to throw a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in there.
Fucking frisbee it. Odd job. Like odd job.
Just
Is
cut
Odd
this-
Job supposed to be the guy with the shoe in Austin Powers?
Yes.
Except,
Yes.
okay, that's exactly
Except
it.
he has a hat with
a
a
hat.
razor on the brim.
Oh, that's cool. Like
So-
in Mortal Kombat.
Right.
That guy, Liu
Kind
Kang.
of.
That's
actually.
it's not Liu Kang, but it's there's a different guy in Mortal Kombat that does have a hat that
Yeah.
cuts people's heads off, which is definitely based off of that character.
And
I would
odd
imagine.
job, he throws the hat, and that's.
And do you
honestly,
remember?
who
Do you
throws the
remember
shoe?
at my wedding, Will, one of our best friends, looked like Odd Job because he was wearing a suit. He was bald and he's like very thick, like a beefy
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
And we were like, "You look like Odd Job." That's what we were referencing.
Oh, I thought you were just. That was just an insult.
Dude, 7 years later, tie it all together for him.
Oh my god, the amount of pop culture you're going to get when you finally start watching the James
my
Bond
God.
movies, you're
Yeah.
gonna be like, Jesus Christ.
I gotta go through
It's
it.
gonna be a whole new world for you, bud. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Can't you tell? Ian wrote to his friend Plummer, terrible name, quote, am terribly stuck with JB. What was easy at 40 is very difficult at 50.
Oh.
I used to believe sufficiently in bonds and blondes and bombs.
Blondes, bonds, and bombs.
How the keys creak as I type, and I fear the zest may have gone. Part of the trouble is having a wife and child. They knock the ruthlessness out of one. I shall definitely kill off Bond with my next book. Better a poor bang than a rich whimper. At one point, Ian had gone out to dinner, right, with these two, Graham Sutherland and his Sutherland's wife, Kathleen. These are two friends of his. Okay, this is what the wife said. Kathleen said about Ian. Quote, he pushed us into the roulette room and said, now, children, you must amuse yourselves there while I go off and win our supper. When Ian then lost at Baccarat, he put a good face on it and treated the Sutherlands to a splendid dinner anyways. Then afterwards, he became very James Bond and said, are you ready for some real gambling? We said, no, Ian, we're older than you. We must get back to bed. We just can't go on till 3 a.m. like you. So he shrugged his shoulders and went off to the main salle de jouisse, which is like the main area of the casino.
And pronounced just like that.
Yes. But as we drove away, I glanced back. And who should I see slipping out of the back door of the casino and into his own car but Ian? You see, he just wasn't up to being Bond anymore, however much he tried.
Of course.
So he pretended like, I'm going to go on gambling. But the second that they had their back turned, he went the fuck
He's
home.
getting older.
He's getting older. He's tired. It reminds me a lot of Hunter S. Thompson.
Oh, yeah.
Hunter S. Thompson just felt like he had to keep up this image of the gonzo journalist who's like
And
always
he was just
partying
like,
and
I'm
doing
fucking-
drugs.
I'm tired.
And then eventually you get fucking tired, man. You just too much to keep up with. So Ian at this point is very wealthy. Following the success of Goldfinger, the next and eighth book Fleming produced was For Your Eyes Only, a collection of 5 short stories derived from outlines written for a television series that didn't come to fruition. Okay, the 5 stories are as follows. You guys ready?
Yes. Sure.
For Your Eyes Only is the name of the first one. After a retired British colonel and his wife in Jamaica are murdered for refusing to sell their estate, M sends Bond on an off-the-books vendetta to track the corrupt Cuban hitman Major Hector Gonzalez and the mastermind Herr von Hammerstein to a heavily guarded lake house near the U.S.-Canadian border. Okay, that's the first one. Second one, From a View to a Kill, which was a movie with Timothy Dalton, one of the Timothy Dalton movies. Bond investigates the ambush of a motorcycle dispatch rider carrying top-secret NATO documents in the French countryside. The third one, Quantum of Solace, a movie with starring Daniel Craig.
But it's not the same plot, though, right?
No. In the Bahamas, after a tedious dinner party, a local governor tells Bond the story of a catastrophic marriage between a civil servant and an airline hostess. The tale serves as a philosophical study of human cruelty, betrayal, and the fundamental quantum of solace required to survive a broken heart. The quantum of solace, just so everyone knows, because it sounds like a weird, odd phrase, is the amount, the smallest amount of measurable love and affection for someone that you can use to withstand heartbreak and tragedy, that will get you through, that will bridge you through that heartbreak. It's like the smallest quantifiable amount of solace or of love, the quantum of solace.
Wow.
The fourth book in this collection is Risisco, very strange, R-I-S-I-C-O, Risico. Bond is the plot is that Bond is deployed to Italy to dismantle a major narcotics ring smuggling heroin into England. And then finally, the fifth short story in this collection is the Hildebrand Rarity. While on vacation in the Seychelles, Bond joins an obnoxious American millionaire, Milton Crest, to hunt for a rare fish. During the brutal and evasive voyage, Crest is murdered by his tormented crew or his battered wife. Who knows?
Wow.
Bond is forced to make a difficult choice. Now, judging from the tone of these short stories, it seems Ian was a bit downcast and moody at this time.
Yeah.
Perhaps he was suffering from a
Definitely.
depressive episode.
Right.
But the plots are kind of dark, okay? You can definitely tell also if you read them based on Bond's inner dialogue. On April 12th... On April 12th at 10:15 a.m., Fleming was attending an editorial meeting at the Sunday Times. All was going normally until Ian suddenly stood up, clutching his chest, white as a ghost, complaining about an immense tightness in his chest. Ian was rushed to the hospital, where he was found to be suffering from a heart attack. He spent a month in the London clinic.
Damn.
This is an excerpt from the book. Forbidden to use a typewriter, Ian resorted to pen and paper. He declined Godfrey's proposal to take this time to embark on the Admiral's biography. I am writing a children's book, Ian told Michael Howard at Cape. Quote, so you will see that there is never a moment, even on the edge of the tomb, when I am not slaving away for you. Duff Dunbar, I know, had given Ian a copy of Beatrix Potter's The Tale of Squirrel Nutkin.
Beatrix Potter was awesome.
Yes, which apart from the illustrations, I thought was the most terrible bilge. And I suggested that Ian write up the bedtime story that he used to tell Casper, his son, about a commander, Pot, and his magic car that flew. Ian wrote the 3 adventures of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
I was just going to say, that's Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
In pencil, the only published work he ever wrote by hand.
No shit.
Ian Fleming wrote Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Yep.
What the fuck?
That's
Isn't that random? Chitty Chitty Bang Bang did gangbusters in America. It was a huge hit, and of course, it returned into the 1968 film starring Dick Van Dyke.
Of course. That's
Pretty
very
cool,
famous.
huh?
Yes.
Yeah, my mom used to love Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
And now you can tell her. Ian Fleming wrote it.
She'll probably hear this. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Karen. Love you. We'll talk about his death later. I know you'll be excited about that.
She just retired last week.
She did?
Congrats, Karen.
Oh, congrats.
Happy retirement, Mom. Yeah.
Amazing.
Congratulations to
And her birthday was
Karen.
yesterday, so happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday and happy congratulations to Karen. We love you very much from the Pretty Much Yeah podcast crew.
Absolutely.
Okay. In June of 1961, Fleming sold a 6-month option on the film rights to his published and future James Bond novels and short stories to a man named Harry Saltzman. Saltzman formed Eon Productions along with Albert R. Broccoli, and after an extensive search, they hired Sean Connery for a 5-film deal beginning with Dr. No in 1962.
I didn't realize it was signed to 5 films that early on.
It actually started as 6 and then got dropped down to 5 eventually.
Really? Wow.
Connery's depiction of Bond affected the literary character. In You Only Live Twice, the first book written after Dr. No was when that was released, Fleming gave Bond a sense of humor that was not present in the other titles, and he also gave him established Scottish blood in On Her Majesty's Secret Service to honor
No
Connery.
shit.
Yep. I mean, Ian was Scottish as well. It's just he didn't really like Sean Connery as Bond. he wanted someone more refined, sort of a David Niven type, and he thought
Interesting.
Sean Connery had a reputation. He was like a bodybuilder. at one
Niven
point.
played him in the TV special, right?
Yeah,
Sean Connery
yeah.
was?
Yeah, he was a
I didn't know
bodybuilder.
that.
Yeah.
He was like, early 1900s
Yeah,
bodybuilder,
yeah.
so he wasn't even really particularly.
Silver Age.
Yeah.
Pre-steroids.
Pre-steroids, definitely.
So, yeah,
he just kind of
bronze,
looked
silver.
like a guy who kind of worked out, but
Yeah.
but he had this reputation for being a little bit rough around the edges, sort of working class. And
Yeah.
Fleming was like, no, I won't.
He's not debonair enough.
He's not debonair enough, yeah. But he ended up being quite debonair,
Oh, yeah.
I think. Okay, so before we mentioned the endorsement from JFK from Russia with Love, like hotcakes in America, which again his novels had taken time to really get popular, to build up steam in America. So then after that, like his name was everywhere. He was in
I bet.
magazines all over the place. Like you couldn't read an article they were saying without Fleming being mentioned at some point. Somewhere sandwiched in between all this, there's a lawsuit with this producer named McClory. He sues a bunch of people, including Fleming, over franchise royalties. It's kind of boring, so I'm not going to get into detail.
Yeah, don't bother.
It was a big headache for Fleming, and it went on for 50 years till long after Ian had died.
That's terrible.
Yeah, yeah, it went on for a long time.
Wow.
In fact,
I mean, I guess if you think you might have a chance at the rights to the James Bond franchise,
we're talking
you're gonna-
billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ian also helped provide several ideas and characters for a spy series called The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
No shit.
Which I think has Fleming's DNA kind of all over
Yeah.
it. If you really think about it, he wasn't able to do too much with it, but he did help inspire some things. Speaking of having Ian's DNA all over it, let's talk about his wife Anne and his and his son Casper.
Okay.
Anne was growing more and more disillusioned, as it seemed the couple couldn't quite live with or without one another. Their love life was non-existent, and she was becoming aware of the affair with Blanche Blackwell. Speaking of Casper, strap in, gentlemen. Unusually, Anne recognized that it was a problem for Casper to live with, quote, 3 middle-aged people who doted on him, but his behavior had begun to concern her. Casper's first cousin, Sarah, says, quote, we all agreed he was not absolutely normal. There was something odd, a curious intensity about him, and a very fixed stare. I could see it now. When talking to me, even if only to say, I'd rather have scones than toast, he was good-looking, solid, moved rather jerkily, and frightfully absent-minded. He thought in absolutely straight vertical lines, which was missing the horizontal weave. After he threatened Sarah's dog at White Cliffs, Sarah's mother warned her, you've got to be very careful with Casper. I told you not to fold the deck chair, and he said, if you do that to me again, I'm going to break that terrier's neck. I think the child's a murderer.
What the fuck, dude?
This was his cousin?
This was Casper, Ian's son.
Well, no, this was like his cousin.
His cousin said that about him, yes. Casper liked the supernatural and the unnatural. Nothing wrong with that.
Goes with his name.
It's fine. Totally. Totally. Also, in keeping with his name, he was rather thin and very pale. Not athletically inclined like his father.
Is he the Zodiac killer?
Nor, he didn't, I don't know, but he did love knives. Eventually, he graduated to shotguns and rifles. By the time of Ian's death, Casper had, quote, lots of weapons.
Oh, God.
What the fuck?
This is going in a direction that,
Yeah.
Now, he also was a bit obsessed with antiques and antiquing. Casper, I get it. Believe me, I get it.
I
I
hit the
love it.
flea
I
market.
love antiquing. Just look at this wall if you ever get a chance. If we ever show a wide shot, this wall's covered with antiques. Digging things up, not fitting the box, breaking the rules with a frenetic sense of excitement. This was Ian's son.
Freaky.
Yeah. Few activities thrilled him more than to fire his catapult at helicopters landing golfers at Sandwich. His catapult being a slingshot, I think.
Slingshot, yeah.
Or race down the dunes in a four-wheeled trolley, or dig in the sand for bones.
Bones of what?
Just going to leave that there.
Bones of who?
Personally, I think that his parents were both a little too wrapped up in their own bullshit to
Definitely.
pay him much attention.
Definitely.
Okay. Ian, for his part, was sort of an ineffectual father. He didn't discipline much. He was distant like his own father had been when he was a boy. And I think his son just needed someone to be there, and Ian kind of perpetuated this cycle. You know, they say hurt people hurt people. He was a lonely boy whose father died when he was young.
Yeah.
We'll see that cycle will continue, unfortunately. his friends said of Ian that he did love his son deeply, and he cared about him, but he just didn't put in the work to show it, basically.
No, definitely not.
We now know, by the way, that Casper was bipolar. We know that for sure.
There you go.
What didn't help matters is that when he was 12, Ian passed away.
Jesus,
And Casper would go on to struggle with mental health and drug addiction for the rest of his life until he passed away from an overdose at the age of 23.
That's really sad.
Did he ever do nefarious things?
Not that we know of.
No. I was expecting you to be like, and
He's a
is
serial killer.
Yeah,
No.
he's the Goldfinger killer.
Yeah.
The hash slinging slasher. The gold slinging flasher. It is worth noting that some of Casper's school friends described him as kind and fiercely intelligent. So I think he was just a weird kid having a tough
Definitely.
time. He was spoiled a little bit, and his dad wasn't around, and his mom was. One person said, quote, "Talking to Casper was simply refreshing, like going to sleep and having one of those beautiful dreams from which you wake up and feel more confident."
Okay.
That's wow. Fair enough.
Yeah. That's really sad that he passed that young. That's terrible. But
Did he ever have? He didn't have any kids then.
no.
So there's no like grandchildren of Ian Fleming. Oh, that's a bummer.
No.
Bloodline died with him.
Yep. Yep. With old Flemmy.
Old Casper.
Insensitive. Old Casper. In 1962, The Spy Who Loved Me, or Xander might know what The Spy Who Shagged Me. Shagged me rotten, baby. Yeah.
That's not mine, baby.
1962, Spy Who Loved Me was published by Jonathan Cape Publishing Firm and is described as the shortest and most sexually explicit of Fleming's novels.
You don't say.
It is the only 007 novel he wrote in the first person.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
The only one.
Huh.
Ian said of the novel, quote, "I had become increasingly surprised to find that my thrillers, which were designed for an adult audience, were being read in schools, and that young people were making a hero out of James Bond. So it crossed my mind to write a cautionary tale about Bond to put the record straight in the minds of particularly younger readers. It was impossible to do this in my usual narrative style, and I therefore invented the fiction of a heroine through whom I could examine Bond from the other end of the gun barrel, so to speak. This I did by telling the story in her own words of her upbringing and love life."
So it was told first person, but it wasn't even James Bond's
Correct.
first person? That's
Correct.
wild.
Very
That's
strange.
actually pretty cool, though.
Crazy choice. People did not like it.
Yeah,
Oh, I bet.
but I
People
respect
People were
that.
pissed.
That's
I do
pretty
too,
awesome.
actually. It was a leap
That's
of faith.
awesome.
He trusted his readership, and he shouldn't have.
Well,
They're
fuck
fucking
the
idiots.
readership. I'm more so like, it's awesome that he like, I don't know. That's a really cool
It's
choice
very
to
interesting
do.
that he chose that, without a
Yeah.
doubt.
I agree.
I
yeah.
think it's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I do too, but people weren't ready for it apparently. Ellie, hey, stop. Fun fact: a Fairbairn Sykes knife was featured on the front cover of the first edition of The Spy Who Loved Me. The very same Fairbairn Sykes who he met and trained with during the war. Remember we talked about him? He's the guy who
Wow.
designed that knife.
Oh, yeah, up in Canada, right?
Yeah, baby.
Very
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. So that's tying it back together. That's what I do, okay? That's what Nate Dogg does, baby.
Full
Daddy
circle.
Walker.
Nate
Daddy Walker. Papa Walker. Papa Walker. The Spy Who Loved Me had the worst reception of any of his novels. Vernon Scannell, who gives a fuck what this guy said? His name
His last name is
rhymes with
Scannell?
anal. Scannell, dude.
Scathing anal.
What is
Scannell?
it? Say his
Scannell?
name one more time.
Vernon Scannell? Scannell?
Vermin anal? Well,
He was a critic for The Listener. He considered
how long did he live?
not hopefully
Was it by his own hand? I bet it was.
Scannel with the scalpel.
in the drawing room,
Anal, take it with a
in the kitchen with a scalpel.
It's Clue.
The Spy, that's right, buddy. The Spy Who Loved Me. The Spy Who Loved Me, he said, was as silly as it is unpleasant.
Oh, well,
I don't give a shit what he has to say.
it's not that guy. Pal.
His name is
Not
silly.
that guy. Not that guy. Vernon
You're not
Scannell.
that guy.
It's probably pronounced like Scannell, but we're
I
gonna say
don't give a shit. He's still a weirdo.
he's still a Scannell man. Fleming's 11th novel, On Her Majesty's Secret Service, was written in January and February of 1962, while the first Bond film, Dr. No, was being filmed nearby. Fleming visited the set of Dr. No several times and met the cast, even inviting them to dine at GoldenEye. He was very attracted to the female lead, Ursula Andress,
Ursula
which,
Andress, the
come on,
original
who could you
Bond
not be? Coming out of the water like that with her bobs and bits and her clamshells? Yeah! It's all good.
It's so good. No, I mean, it went out before you could put the glasses on, so it just cuts you with Little Mermaid.
3 blind mice. This is Casper. This is what you like to sing at night.
3 blind mice in a row.
It wasn't even the fucking. It wasn't even the restaurant. It was just Casper in his room. That restaurant's driving
from
me
9 to
mental.
3.
I grab the pussycat's neck. I wring the pussycat's neck. 3 blind.
Put the bones in the clown. Put the bones in the clown.
his mom's like, Casper, honey, go to bed. You're scaring mommy.
3 blind.
I'm skinny and pale and 3 blind mice. Put the bones
wonder
on
why
the
she-
ground and dig them back up. And
Put the bones in the ground.
that boy is queer.
Quite odd. Quite odd.
Quite should have never named him Casper.
He's always floating about, all pale and shit. Weird kid.
Well, gotta go have an affair.
Just popping off. Daddy will be back. Be good to mommy.
Just clocking in.
Show her some of those bones you're so fond of.
Whose were they again?
Mommy.
But the fucking
He's
sound of the
doing
bones.
voodoo and shit, rolling bones.
Ian's watching him and writing "Live and Let Die." That's pretty good. Could you demonstrate a voodoo ritual for me, Casper? Come on, do it for Daddy.
Jamal's been teaching me.
Sure, Dad. All you need are the bones of 3 blind mice. Here we go.
Have you ever recorded? Is it recording?
Been recording. It's back on. I just didn't.
So the plot. Let's get back.
Sorry.
Let's get back to
Keep
the
going. Let's go.
the plot of On Her Majesty's Secret Service. You guys want to hear about the plot?
Yeah,
I would love to hear about the plot.
Okay. Frustrated by his failed hunt for Spectre leader Ernst Stavro Blofeld, a
that's him.
disillusioned James Bond tries to resign. Instead, he is assigned to investigate a biological warfare plot in the Swiss Alps, which is like, the way I just read it is just, M was like, you could resign, or I'll do
have
you
a
one better.
proposition for you.
Go investigate in the Swiss Alps. Try that instead. So while in the Swiss Alps, he falls in love. Bond falls in love and marries Contessa Tracy de Vincenzo.
The Vincenzo.
But hours after their wedding, spoiler alert, Blofeld fatally shoots the bride, and that happens in the movie as well. It's the only time James Bond has canonically been married, and she's shot. Fun fact. Fleming would occasionally stay at the sports club of Schloss Mittersill in the Austrian Alps.
As did I.
In 1940, the Nazis closed down the club and turned it into an institute to research into so-called, quote, race science. It was this pseudo-scientific research center that inspired Blofeld's own center of Piz Gloria in the novel. As we mentioned in previous episodes, Ian spent time at Kitzbühel, which would inspire and
Very
influence this
much.
novel and its settings. Critics and audiences viewed On Her Majesty's Secret Service as a welcome and triumphant success, a welcome return and triumphant success. This one seemed to have much more emotional depth, and not emotional depth. Jesus Christ!
I mean,
Well, when his wife was shot, I'm sure he felt like that.
Critics were like, "Yo, this novel's got
Yo,
they were
this
like,
novel was crazy.
yo, this novel's got much more emotional depth and character development than his previous novels." And it still remains
Than
a
all
fan-
of the previous novels?
Well,
Or just
that's
like
what
the
they
most
thought.
recent
That,
ones?
like, that's and it's still a fan favorite on Her Majesty's Secret Service. Next came You Only Live Twice, 1964. It sold out quickly during its initial publication run, but critics were divided. Things like Bond successfully disguising himself as a Japanese man faced widespread criticism. I wonder why.
It's odd.
Do you guys remember Monique, Ian's young fiance and his first love?
yeah.
Yeah.
She married a guy named George de Mastral who invented Velcro.
Oh, no shit.
Has nothing to do with anything. I just thought that was a fun fact.
That is a
that's
fun
pretty
fact.
fun
That's
fact,
very
yeah.
odd.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, there's that.
Used it
I'm
today.
trying to think. Yeah, did we use Velcro today? I probably use Velcro.
I did on my carpet.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's wild.
Okay. Let's keep going.
It started with a round of golf on Easter Sunday and said, quote, he would not cut down his golf no matter what the weather. On March 29th, 1964, Ian woke up at 7 Hampton with a streaming cold and rain pouring down. Ann took his temperature. It was 100 degrees. I said, "You can't play golf today." And he said, "I couldn't possibly spend Sunday in the depths of the country with nothing to do." To her distress, he insisted on driving to Huntercombe, 40 miles away, to play with Jock Campbell. He continued on in his wet clothes to London, where his cold developed into a small virus, as he described it. And he said, "I have finally had to confine myself to the barracks." A fortnight later, Ian felt breathless from an atrial fibrillation. His lungs were full of fluid and he had swollen legs. Anne took him to King Edward VII's Hospital in Marylebone, known as Sister Agnes's, where a blood clot was discovered on his left lung. On August 11th, 1964, here's an excerpt from the book. That evening, Ian and Anne had dinner in the Guildford with Michael and Pandora Astor, who lived nearby. Interesting names once again.
They were the Astors?
I don't know if it was like John Jacob Astor.
I was
of
going to
that
say,
family,
yeah.
But certainly a very pronounced name.
Yes.
So they had dinner. The last person Ian spoke to on the phone after dinner was the American ambassador. Anne had contacted David Bruce to say that Ian would be too ill to travel to Scotland after all, and handed the receiver to Ian. Bruce wrote in his diary the next day, Wednesday, the 12th of August, quote,
Hey, it's my birthday.
"It's the day he died.
Happy birthday.
As we concluded our conversation, he remarked that, quote, "The nurse is just bringing me some whiskey and cigarettes." He was taken to the hospital as an emergency case about 10 o'clock and died about 1 o'clock this morning. This is a sad occurrence, although since stricken by repeated heart attacks, I think he had lost the will to live. He was 56 years old when he passed away. In addition to Ian, all of his brothers died of heart-related diseases in their 50s and 60s. Smoking 70 to 80 cigarettes a day,
That'll do it.
having lots of illicit sex, and drinking at least a quarter bottle of alcohol definitely caught up with him eventually. Fleming's last two books, The Man with the Golden Gun and Octopussy and the Living Daylights, were published posthumously. The final Bond book, containing two short stories, Octopussy and the Living Daylights, was published in Britain on June 23rd, 1966. Ian Fleming was much more than a debonair, hard-living womanizer. He was a writer, close friend, a husband, a father, a war veteran, and a man who experienced some degree of pain and suffering, but also lived life to the fullest. He granted readers access to his real-life adventures made manifest through the thrilling Bond novels. In the obituary of Bond in the novel You Only Live Twice, it said, "I shall not waste my days in trying to prolong them. I will use my time." And Ian Fleming definitely used his time well.
Absolutely.
And that wraps up the life story of Ian Fleming, the writer and creator of 007 and James Bond novels. What did you guys think?
What an amazing life.
I want to learn about Casper Fleming.
Oh God, Jesus! We could do.
Let the boy rest.
Let the boy rest. Let him rest. Them bones.
No, that was awesome. That I mean, what a life.
Yeah,
Absolutely amazing.
yeah. I mean, he definitely
Fucking
lived.
crazy.
It's crazy. At 56, though, Jesus Christ,
That's a lot of cigarettes. 80 a day?
80 a
I'm
day.
actually
That's-
kind of amazed he made it that long, if I'm being honest.
That's four. That's four
Four
packs of
packs
cigarettes
a
a day.
day.
Yeah, and he chain smoked, man.
Well, yeah. One
he
after
would have
another,
had to,
yeah.
right? But like, yeah, man. That's. I'm so glad I quit.
Me too.
But yeah, I used
Yeah.
to do the same thing. I used to do one after the other. It's. I don't know if you guys know, cigarettes are addictive.
yeah. It seems
They're
to
like
be that
wicked addictive.
I thought he was
Yeah.
just doing that just to do it.
just to look cool. Yeah, pretty crazy, man. I
amazing,
learned a
man.
lot
Me
about.
too.
Like
I would hope so. You
his-
read 1,200 pages on the man's life.
Jesus Christ, 1,200-page book, man. It's a great novel, by the way. For anyone listening, if you're still listening, and almost 2 hours in, A Complete Man by Nicholas Shakespeare. There's so much detail in there that I couldn't go
bet.
into.
No.
I read the Dune.
You killed it,
series.
man.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Well, thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed.
Thank you guys as always.
We're going to be the next episode is going to be covering the game 007 First
Oh,
Light.
heck
We're going to be reviewing the game. I think what we're also going to do is introduce a gaming series called Pretty Much Gaming, where either I or Jesse or Xander or all three of us or just two of us, some of us, none of us, stream the games that we're playing in preparation for the newest episode. So it'll be like a little bit of filler content. I know we're doing episodes every 2 weeks, sometimes a little bit longer in between when we have breaks and stuff, but we're trying to make sure that there's enough content out there for people to like stay absorbed and hooked onto the channel and having fun. And so yeah, we're keeping that in mind. And thank you guys for listening.
Thank
Please
you as always, guys.
like, share, subscribe. We're on YouTube,
Absolutely.
Instagram,
Spotify,
Tumblr, Pinterest, Facebook,
Ask
MySpace, Ask Jeeves, AIM, chat room. We're in all that. So
Chat
thank you guys.
We're all of it.
We're all of it and none of it. Peace out, y'all. Pretty Much Yeah podcast.
See you
I'd
guys.
say Pretty
Thank
Much
you.
Yeah.
Peace.
I'd have to say pretty much yeah. But I really admire the Swallows.